Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to talk about something that can completely change your life. Not money, not luck, not talent, but control. Because the biggest problem in life is not what happens to you. It is what you focus on. Most people spend their time worrying about things they cannot control. Other people's opinions, their past mistakes, their future fears. And because of that, they feel stuck. They feel confused. They feel powerless. But here is the truth. You don't need to control everything. You just need to control the right things. Because there are powerful areas in your life that are completely in your control. Your thoughts, your actions, your decisions. And the moment you focus on these, your life starts changing. You feel more confident. You feel more clear. You feel more in control. In this video, you are going to discover 8 powerful things you can control. And once you understand them, you will stop wasting your energy and start building your life with purpose. So stay with us till the end. Because one simple shift in your focus can change everything. Lesson 1. Your beliefs and your attitude. Let us start with the most powerful truth. Your life is not controlled by your situation. It is controlled by your beliefs. What you believe about yourself becomes your reality. If you believe, "I am not good enough," your actions will become weak. If you believe, "I can improve," your actions will become stronger. Because belief is the starting point of everything. You may not see it, but it controls how you think, how you act, and how you live. Now think about this. 2 people start from the same place. Same background, same opportunities. But one grows, and the other stays stuck. Why? Because their beliefs are different. One believes, "I will find a way." The other believes, "This is not for me." And that one thought changes their future. This is why smart people protect their beliefs. They don't accept every negative thought. They don't let other people decide what they can or cannot do. They build their own belief system, and they build it carefully. Now here is something important. Your beliefs are not permanent. They are created. And what is created can be changed. If you have a limiting belief, you can replace it. Step by step, day by day, you can train your mind to believe something better. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," start saying, "I will learn this." This small change can create a big difference. Now let us go deeper. Beliefs are not just about success. They also affect your confidence. If you believe you are capable, you speak with confidence. You act with confidence. People feel your energy. But if you believe you are not enough, you hesitate. You doubt yourself. And this stops your growth. So from today, choose your beliefs wisely, because they are building your life silently. Now let us talk about attitude. Attitude is how you respond to life. You cannot control every situation. Problems will come. Challenges will come. Failures will come. But your response is always in your control. And that response is your attitude. Think about this. When something goes wrong, what do? Do you complain? Do you blame others? Do you give up? Or do you ask, "What can I learn from this?" That one question changes everything. Because problems are not the end. They are lessons. And smart people see lessons, not just problems. Now here is a powerful truth. Your attitude is more important than your talent. Because talent without the right attitude fails. But a strong attitude can create success even without talent. If you stay positive, focused, and patient, you will find a way. Now let us understand something deeper. A positive attitude does not mean ignoring problems. It means facing problems with strength. It means saying, "This is difficult, but I will handle it." That mindset makes you powerful. Now imagine two people facing failure. One says, "I am done. I can't do this." The other says, "This is hard, but I will try again." After some time, the second person wins, not because they were lucky, but because they stayed strong. This is the power of attitude. Now here is something you can practice. Whenever something negative happens, pause. Don't react immediately. Ask yourself, how can I respond better? This small pause gives you control because most people react without thinking. Smart people respond with awareness. Now let us go even deeper. Your attitude also affects people around you. If you stay negative, you spread negativity. If you stay calm and positive, you inspire others. People are attracted to positive energy, and this helps you build better relationships. Now, one more important truth. You will not feel positive every day. Some days will be difficult. Some days you will feel low. And that is okay. But your attitude is not about how you feel. It is about what you choose. Even on a bad day, you can choose to keep going. Even on a hard day, you can choose to stay strong. That choice is your power. So from today, remember this. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control your beliefs. You can control your attitude. And when you control these two things, you take control of your life. Start small, change one belief, improve one reaction, and slowly, you will become stronger, smarter, and more confident. Because everything begins here, in your mind. Lesson 2. Your thoughts and your perspective. Let us go deeper into something that controls your entire life without you even realizing it. Your thoughts. Every action you take starts with a thought. Before you speak, you think. Before you act, you think. Before you decide, you think. Your thoughts are the beginning of everything. Now here's the truth. You cannot stop thoughts from coming. Your mind will always think, but you can control which thoughts you focus on. And that changes everything, because the thoughts you repeat become your mindset. If you repeat negative thoughts, "I am not good enough. I will fail. This is too hard," your mind starts believing them. And when your mind believes something, your actions follow. This is how people limit themselves, not because they are weak, but because their thoughts are weak. Now imagine something different. You start saying, "I will improve. I can learn this. I will try again." These are not just words. These are instructions to your mind, and your mind listens. It starts working in a different direction. This is how smart people think. They don't let random thoughts control them. They guide their thoughts. They train their mind. Because your mind is like a tool. If you don't control it, it controls you. Now let us go deeper. Most people believe every thought they have. If they think something negative, they accept it as truth. But smart people question their thoughts. They ask, "Is this really true? Is this helping me? Or is this just fear?" This simple questioning creates awareness, and awareness gives you control. Now let us talk about something very powerful. Perspective. Perspective is how you see the world. It is not about what happens. It is about how you see what happens. Two people can face the same situation, but experience it differently. One sees a problem. Another sees an opportunity. One sees failure. Another sees a lesson. The situation is the same, but the perspective is different, and perspective is always in your control. Now think about this. You face a setback. You can say, "This is the end for me." Or you can say, "This is teaching me something." One thought makes you weak. The other makes you stronger. That is the power of perspective. Now here is something important. Your perspective shapes your emotions. If you see everything as negative, you feel stressed, angry, and tired. If you see things as lessons, you feel calm, focused, and strong. So your peace does not depend on your situation. It depends on how you see your situation. Now let us go even deeper. Perspective also affects your growth. If you think, "I know everything," you stop learning. But if you think, "There is always something to learn," you keep growing. Smart people always choose a growth perspective. They stay open. They stay curious. They stay humble. Now here is a simple practice you can start. Whenever something happens, ask yourself, what else can this mean? What can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? These questions change your thinking. They shift your focus from problem to solution. And that is how smart people think. Now imagine this. You control your thoughts daily. You choose positive, strong, growth-focused thinking. You control your perspective. You see lessons instead of problems. Slowly, your life starts changing. Your reactions improve. Your decisions become better. Your confidence increases. And people start noticing something different in you. They feel your clarity. They feel your strength. Because your mind is no longer confused. It is trained. Now here is one final truth. Your thoughts are powerful, but only when you control them. If you let them run freely, they can destroy your peace. But if you guide them, they can build your future. So from today, be aware. Watch your thoughts. Choose your thoughts. And change your perspective. Because when you control your mind, you control your life. Lesson 3. Your friends and what you read. Let us talk about something that is silently shaping your life every single day. Your environment. And the two biggest parts of your environment are the people around you and the content you consume. Most people think success depends only on hard work, but that is not the full truth. Because even a strong person can become weak in the wrong environment. And an average person can become powerful in the right environment. That is why your friends matter. The people you spend time with slowly become a part of you. Their thinking becomes your thinking. Their habits become your habits. Their mindset becomes your mindset. This does not happen in one day. It happens slowly, quietly. And one day, you realize you have become like them. Now think about your circle. Do your friends talk about growth or gossip? Do they focus on goals or distractions? Do they push you forward or pull you back? Because if you stay with negative people, you will start thinking negatively. If you stay with people who complain, you will start complaining. If you stay with people who waste time, you will start wasting time. And slowly, your dreams will disappear. Now, this is not about leaving everyone. It is about choosing wisely. You don't need many friends. You need the right friends. People who respect your goals. People who inspire you. People who challenge you to grow. Because smart people understand one truth. Your circle decides your direction. Now let us go deeper. Sometimes you may not have the perfect people around you. And that is okay. Because you can still control your second environment. What you read. Books are like silent friends. They don't talk, but they influence you deeply. When you read powerful books, you are spending time with great minds. You learn how successful people think. You learn how they solve problems. You learn how they grow. And this shapes your mindset. Now imagine this. Instead of reading nothing, you read even 10 pages every day. In 1 month, your thinking starts changing. In 3 months, your mindset becomes stronger. In 1 year, you are a completely different person. That is the power of reading. Now here is something important. Not all content is useful. Just like bad friends can harm you, bad content can also harm you. If you consume useless content, your mind becomes distracted. If you read negative things, your thinking becomes negative. So be careful. Read things that make you better. Read about growth. Read about success. Read about ideas. Because what you feed your mind becomes your reality. Now let us go even deeper. Your friends and your books together create your mindset. If both are strong, you grow faster. If both are weak, you stay stuck. And if one is strong and one is weak, you feel confused. So balance both. Improve your circle and improve your content. Now here's a simple step you can take. Spend less time with people who drain your energy. Spend more time with people who inspire you. And if you cannot find such people, find them in books, because books never judge you, they only teach you. Now imagine this. You choose better friends. You read better books. Every day your thinking improves. Your confidence increases. Your focus becomes stronger. And slowly, your life starts moving in a new direction. Not by luck, but by choice. Because you changed your environment. Now here is one final truth. You cannot always control where you are, but you can control who influences you. So choose wisely. Choose growth over comfort. Choose learning over distraction. Choose people and content that push you forward, because your future is not just built by what you do, it is built by who you become. And who you become depends on who you surround yourself with. Lesson 4. Your health and your energy. Let us talk about something that many people ignore until it becomes a problem. Your health and your energy. Most people focus only on success, money, career, goals, but they forget one important thing. If your body is weak, your mind cannot perform at its best, because your body and your mind are connected. When your body feels tired, your thinking becomes slow. When your body feels heavy, your focus becomes weak. When your body feels strong, your mind becomes powerful. This is why smart people take care of their health. Not for looks, but for performance. Now think about your daily life. How often do you feel tired without doing much? How often do you feel distracted and low on energy? That is not because you are lazy. That is because your energy is low. And energy comes from how you treat your body. Now let us go deeper. Exercise. Most people think exercise is only for building muscles. But that is not the truth. Exercise is for building discipline. When you exercise, you are telling your mind, I can do difficult things. Even when you don't feel like it, you still do it. That builds mental strength. Now here is something powerful. Even simple exercise can change your day. You don't need a gym. You don't need heavy workouts. Just move your body, walk, run, stretch. Even 20 to 30 minutes a day is enough, and you will feel the difference. Your mind becomes clearer. Your focus becomes sharper. Your mood becomes better, because movement creates energy. Now let us talk about food. What you eat becomes your fuel, and your fuel decides your performance. If you eat unhealthy food, your body feels slow. You feel lazy. You feel sleepy. You feel distracted. But when you eat clean and simple food, your body feels light. You feel active. You feel focused. And this affects everything you do. Now here is something important. You don't need a perfect diet. You just need better choices. Choose food that gives you energy, not just taste, because short-term pleasure can create long-term problems. Now let us go even deeper. Energy is not just physical, it is also mental. If your mind is full of stress, your energy drops. If your mind is calm, your energy increases. So taking care of your mental health is also important. Take breaks, relax your mind, give yourself time to reset, because a tired mind cannot think clearly, and a clear mind is necessary for growth. Now imagine this. You start taking care of your body. You exercise daily. You eat better. You rest properly. Within a few weeks, you feel different. You wake up with more energy. You work with more focus. You feel more confident. And people start noticing a change in you. Not just in your body, but in your mindset. Because when you feel strong, you think strong. Now here is another powerful truth. Energy creates productivity. When you have energy, you do more. When you do more, you achieve more. But when you have no energy, even small tasks feel difficult. So instead of forcing yourself to work harder, focus on increasing your energy. Because high energy makes everything easier. Now here's a simple rule. Take care of your body like it matters. Because it does. You only have one body, and it is carrying your dreams. If you ignore it, your progress will slow down. If you respect it, your growth will speed up. Now one more important thing. Don't wait for the perfect time to start. Start small. Drink more water. Move your body daily. Choose better food. Small changes. Big impact. Now here's the final truth. You can control your health. You can control your energy. And when you control these two things, you unlock your true potential. Because success is not just about working hard. It is about having the strength to keep going. So from today, don't ignore your body. Build it. Strengthen it. Respect it. Because a strong body creates a strong mind. And a strong mind creates a powerful life. Lesson 5. Effort the past and worry. Let us talk about 3 things that silently control your life. Your effort, your past, and your worries. Most people feel stuck not because they lack talent, but because they don't control these 3 things. Now let us start with effort. There is something very important you need to understand. You cannot always control results. You cannot always control outcomes. But you can always control your effort. And effort is everything. If you give your full effort, you grow. Even if you fail, you learn. Even if you lose, you become stronger. But if you give half effort, you stay confused. You don't know if you failed because of lack of skill or lack of effort. And that confusion stops your progress. Smart people don't focus only on results. They focus on effort. They ask, did I give my best today? Because when you control your effort, results start improving automatically. Now think about this. 2 people try to achieve something. One gives full effort, the other gives half effort. After some time, the first person grows. The second person stays the same. Not because of talent, but because of effort. This is why effort is powerful. It is in your control every single day. Now let us go deeper. Effort is not about working all the time. It is about working with focus. It is about being present. It is about doing your task with full attention. Because even 1 hour of focused effort is more powerful than 5 hours of distraction. Now let us talk about the past. This is where many people lose their present. They keep thinking about what already happened. Mistakes, failures, missed opportunities. They replay those moments again and again. And every time they remember, they feel pain. But here is the truth. You cannot change the past. No matter how much you think about it, it will not change. So why give your energy to something that is already gone? Smart people don't ignore the past. They learn from it. They take the lesson and leave the pain. They don't carry it every day. Because carrying the past makes your present heavy. Now imagine this. You are walking forward, but looking backward. What will happen? You will fall. This is exactly what happens in life. If you keep looking at the past, you lose your direction. So instead of asking, why did this happen? Start asking, what did this teach me? This question changes everything, because now the past becomes a lesson, not a burden. Now let us talk about worry. Worry is thinking about problems that may never happen. It is using your energy without any result. Most people worry about the future. What if this goes wrong? What if I fail? What if I lose? But here is something important. Worry does not solve problems. Action solves problems. When you worry, your mind becomes weak. You feel tired. You feel anxious. You feel stuck. But when you take action, even a small step, you feel better. You feel in control. Because action creates movement. Now let us go deeper. Worry comes from lack of control. When you don't know what to do, you start worrying. But if you focus on what you can do, your worry reduces. So instead of thinking about everything, focus on one step, one action, one solution. Now imagine this. You stop overthinking. You stop living in the past. You stop worrying about the future. And you focus on your effort today. Slowly, your mind becomes calm. Your focus becomes stronger. Your confidence increases. Because now, you are in control. Now here is a simple practice you can follow. Whenever you feel stressed, ask yourself 3 questions. Am I giving my full effort? Is this about the past? Am I worrying instead of acting? These questions bring clarity, and clarity brings control. Now here is the final truth. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control your effort. You can control how much you think about the past. You can control how much you worry. And when you control these 3 things, you take back your power. So from today, give your best effort. Learn from the past, but don't live in it. And replace worry with action. Because your future is not built by fear. It is built by what you do today. Money, second chances, and appreciation. Let us talk about the final lesson. A lesson that can completely change how you live your life. Money, second chances, and appreciation. 3 powerful things that are always in your control. But most people don't use them wisely. Now let us start with money. Money is important. It gives you comfort. It gives you choices. It gives you freedom. But the problem is not money. The problem is how people use money. Most people spend without thinking. They buy things to feel good for a moment. They follow emotions, not logic. And slowly, their money disappears. Then they feel stressed. They feel stuck. But smart people think differently. They don't just earn money, they manage it. They ask themselves, is this necessary? Is this helping my future? Am I spending or investing? Because there is a difference. Spending gives short-term happiness. Investing creates long-term freedom. And smart people choose freedom. Now here is something important. You don't need a lot of money to start. You just need discipline. Even small amounts can grow over time, but only if you respect money. Because money grows when you control it, but it disappears when it controls you. Now let us go deeper. Money is not just about earning more. It is about using wisely, saving, investing, planning. These habits create security. And when you feel secure, your mind becomes calm. And a calm mind makes better decisions. Now let us move to the second part. Second chances. Life will not always go as planned. You will fail. You will make mistakes. You will lose opportunities. And in those moments, you will feel like quitting. But here is the truth. Failure is not the end. It is a test of your mindset, a test of your strength. After every failure, you have a choice. Quit or try again. Most people quit. They say, this is not for me. I am not capable. And they stop. But smart people do something different. They try again. Not because it is easy, but because they believe in growth. They understand that success is built on failures. Every mistake teaches something. Every failure gives experience. And that experience makes you stronger. Now imagine this. You fail once, but you try again. You fail again, but you learn. You keep going. Slowly, you improve. And one day, you succeed. Not because you were lucky, but because you did not stop. This is the power of second chances. Now here is something important. Don't be afraid to start again. Starting again does not mean you are weak. It means you are brave enough to continue. Because many people stop, but very few people try again. And those few people win. Now let us talk about the final part. Appreciation. This is something most people forget. They keep chasing more money, more success, more achievements, but they forget to appreciate what they already have. And because of this, they never feel satisfied. Even after success, they feel empty. Now understand this deeply. Happiness does not come from having everything. It comes from appreciating what you have. When you appreciate your life, you feel peace. You feel content. You feel grateful. Now think about your life. You have things that many people don't have. Your health, your opportunities, your progress. But if you don't notice them, you will never feel happy. Smart people don't wait for big achievements to feel good. They appreciate small things, a good day, a small success, a step forward, and this keeps them positive. Now let us go deeper. Appreciation changes your mindset. Instead of feeling lack, you feel abundance. Instead of feeling stress, you feel calm. And when your mind is calm, you think better. You act better. You live better. Now imagine this. You manage your money wisely. You don't give up after failure. You try again. And at the same time, you appreciate your life. Slowly, everything changes. Your mindset becomes strong. Your emotions become stable. Your life becomes meaningful, not just successful, but peaceful. Now here is the final truth. You can control how you spend and invest your money. You can control whether you try again after failure. You can control how much you appreciate your life. And when you control these three things, you take full control of your future. So from today, respect your money. Don't give up after failure, and appreciate your life. Because success without appreciation feels empty, but success with gratitude feels complete. And that is the real goal. A life that is not just successful, but meaningful. If this message connected with you, like this video, share it with someone who needs this, and subscribe to this channel. Because we are not here to entertain you. We are here to help you become the best version of yourself. And this is just the beginning.